affected by all of this, and it's great that we can all get together and talk about it and remember what greatness we had in our families and the sadness that was taken away. So here's Lisa.
Once again, we'd like to thank Sheriff Gannon for coming out, and of course Jimmy, who we did not gang up on. But Lisa and I have been friends for over 45 years. She is my sister more than she is my friend. Everybody used to call us Lisa Squared growing up. And I could not do this without her and her husband Sam and my niece and nephew Megan and Corey, who are somewhere. I currently live in Florida, but Kerry and I are from this area. Kerry was 26 years old when her life was taken by an accidental overdose of heroin laced with fentanyl and carfentanil. Kerry was my entire world. She was everything. She was my best friend. This was something that we were supposed to do together while she was struggling with her addiction. And so this is her legacy. This is for her. This is for my son that passed away in 1989 as an infant, and my beautiful 18-year-old stepdaughter who we lost to a rare form of encephalitis in 2015. This is their legacy. I do this for them. We work mainly with grief and trauma, but we have moved into more with recovery and addiction. On that back fence are the Dandelion Project's newest initiative called the Faces of Hope. Kerry loved the acronym HOPE, which stood for Hold On, Pain Ends. As grieving parents, we all know our pain isn't going to end. It will ease. So we now have a set of banners, 12 faces of loss and 12 faces of recovery. We do not print the sets until they can be printed as a set so that we can show for every loss we have saved one. So when I stand up here, I'm usually in between the banners, and I can say on the right is everybody we've lost, including my daughter. On the left is everybody that we've saved. We want you on the left side. My daughter would want you on the left side. That's what this is about. So take a look at those, please, because like I said, we have 4 sets right now. We are almost done with the 5th set, and we're just going to keep going as often as people will let me. The Dandelion Project does everything. We're a nonprofit organization. We do everything free in our community down in Florida, but we are moving up the East Coast, as you can see, because I am here today. And we don't want to charge it. I'm a grieving parent. The first time I went in to sit and talk about my loss, the gentleman said, that'll be $100. And I thought, $100 to cry on your couch? I can cry on mine for free. I don't need to do this. So I look at a parent and I can't do that. It's not right. You're grieving just as much as I am. My goal is to help you through it. My goal is to help your children. If they need help with recovery, we have all kinds of contacts. And, like I said, Kerry was everything in my world. There is, my logo is actually her drawing. She used to doodle a lot when she was in active addiction. And we had said that we wanted to start a nonprofit, and a friend of mine had said you should call it the Dandelion Project. And I was like, oh, I don't think so. And then Kerry sent me a picture at 3 o'clock in the morning of the dandelion. And Kerry, being a mini-me, I said, why are you calling me at 3 o'clock in the morning? And Kerry said, why the hell are you answering me? So that was, yeah. So her cousins are here, so they're laughing because they know that. But so that's the logo, and we do everything. Everything is obviously dandelion themed. So with that said, I would like to give anybody a chance to come up and speak and tell me about your kids. We're here to support one another. Actually, first, before we do that, we're going to introduce Assemblywoman Dunn, because she was kind enough to join us today.
Thank you.
So this is Assemblywoman Dunn. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. I prefer behind the scenes.
I know.
But I thank you for
This means
this.
a lot for all of us that you're
Yes, and it's about making sure that the supports and the resources are there. That we're not through this journey alone. I think that's been the biggest issue of all of us. I know each and every one of us is impacted by this as a family member, or themselves personally have experienced really I say sometimes the ravage of substance use disorder, mental illness. It is a family disease, and if we view it as such, and how that then is a community responsibility. So I take that, I wear that heavily, carry that heavily, and that's why I'm honored to be a part of today, really continuing the conversation and really breaking down barriers caused by the stigma of addiction.
Because it affects everybody. Like she said, it's a family disease, but it affects everybody. It doesn't matter your status. It doesn't matter your background, your education. Every one of these parents here today is going to tell you that their child had a beautiful smile or a laugh that lit up the room, or they, like my daughter was a college graduate. So their addiction didn't define them, so we shouldn't be ashamed or embarrassed by it. And I say that because even after 7 years, I'm asked all the time, aren't you embarrassed by the way your daughter died? Absolutely not. Her addiction did not define her, and I'm proud of her. And she's on that billboard today and many others, and she's making a difference. She's saving lives. Every billboard, every banner, every interview that we do, if she saves one life, then she didn't die in vain, and I refuse to let her die in vain.
This is why I stay behind the scenes. It couldn't be said better than Ms. Bolton. But I will read a few words to commemorate today. And this is a legislative, call it a citation. The Dandelion Project stands as a symbol of resilience and renewal, working to reduce stigma, raise awareness, and ensure no family walks the path of grief or recovery alone. Thank you.
It's hard to make me speechless. That did it.
Okay, thank you. All right. Actually, if you give it to Lisa, the other Lisa right there. So now I would like to call anybody up that would like to share. Actually, Deb, you want to do this? Okay. I'm going to bring up Debbie. She is Ricky and Dana's mom.
Good afternoon, everybody. The Dandelion Project is new to me. I actually just found out about it maybe about six or 8 weeks ago. I love what you're doing. I love that you're focusing also on New Jersey. Not that the other victims don't matter, but here we are. I lost my daughter Dana in 2020. Dana there's two sides to this, as we know. We have the addiction, and then we have the dabbler. Dana did not suffer from addiction, so Dana's death kind of really spun my whole family. With that, after that, I educated myself about opioids. I knew heroin, I knew about drugs, but I didn't know the impact that it was really making on these communities in this country. I have an older son, Ricky, who struggled with addiction since he was 16 years old, and we lost Ricky in 2024. So we spiraled down again. I try not to be grief-stricken every day. I try to learn more about this and spread awareness, but it's hard. As we know, it's hard. So I got some statistics here since we're focusing on New Jersey. I went on to there's the NewJersey.gov website. So I'm just going to give a little information here, guys, since we're focusing on New Jersey. Again, I want to reiterate, it doesn't matter if you're from New Jersey, where you're from, but we're focusing on New Jersey today. So in 2023, the state of New Jersey had 2,570 opioid deaths confirmed. In 2024, we had 1,806. So we are now through September 30th of this year. We are down to 805. So what does that say? It says that the Dandelion Project, groups, we're making progress. How's that happening? This is happening through groups like this, the H.O.P.E Project, awareness, recovery groups. With that being said, we have to focus on the use of status. I'm sorry guys, I'm jumping ahead. Narcan has a big of these numbers going down, which is a wonderful thing. But at the end of the day, it's a Band-Aid, right, guys? Narcan's Band-Aid, but it's working. I'm a little nervous here, guys, though I'm going to be honest with you.
I think she's doing great.
You know, we need to keep these recovery efforts going. We need to have open communications with our cities, with our towns, that this need is a never-ending need. With this recovery and with the states really coming forward with this, all 21 counties in New Jersey are now on track to have centers for harm reduction to deliver evidence-based care that prevents our poisonings as well as reduces the spread of infections, which we're doing, which New Jersey is really, I mean, I go to PEA summits, I read a lot, and you know, where these cities maybe didn't want these areas in their communities, it was the stigma, we don't want these houses, we don't want this here. They're living in the real world now. They've been affected personally. It's changing their mind. Yeah, I was just in D.C. I was at President Trump's signing of the Hall Fentanyl Act. I had many letters written for that. I contacted senators. I contacted parents. So I don't want to say obviously I firsthand didn't do it, but my foot was in the door with getting that fight. So now if we get caught with fentanyl, we have more stringent rules for that. So back to what I was saying, you know, every county now has recovery centers. Okay. And a lot of that is everybody here aware of the opioid settlement funds that were received? Everybody? Okay, so I have some websites for you with situation with Purdue Pharma. What happened is every state was awarded opioid settlement funding, and it trickled down. It went from New Jersey to Bergen County to the city of Garfield, or it would be Morris County, trickle it down to the city of Denville. Everybody here, if they want to do an event, if they want to do any kind of awareness on this, these funds are available for every city and every town in the state. I have some websites here. Anybody wants to come to me, and like an event like this, perhaps, if it was wanted to get Narcan, or somebody who's going to be coming to the fair and you want to put a booth, and you want your own Narcan, or you want your test strips. This stuff can be funded, because again, we spoke before about funding. I mean, we don't need money, but at the end of the day, it helps us with what we do. Yeah.
Thank you for bringing that up, that important fund that's available to the state. But it is always subject to really the legislature, the governor, to kind of pick away from it and devote those funds elsewhere. But that fund was created for a specific purpose, what we're here for today. So it's so critical, though, that we have to remain vigilant and watchdogs of that funding. So I'm just looking. I'm looking at the power of all of us here, right? It takes one email, one call to your representative to say, do not raid those funds. Do not use it for other projects. This is, you know, keep your word. Keep your word, right? So, sorry, you brought it up. I'm like, I just think it. I serve on the budget committee, and I saw what happened to that funding this year. Not with my. Keep the light on. Keep the light on. And all of our bring those faces and your souls to the State House and remind them. Thank you.
My city where I live has not spent one penny. Not one penny yet. Not yet. I brought this to the board. All right. Okay.
So she was giving you statistics before. Carrie died in January of 2019. So we are making a difference, because in 2019, In New Jersey alone, 3,000 people lost their lives to an overdose, and most of them were opioid related. So she was one of 3,000 just in the state of New Jersey in 2019. She gave you numbers before that it's going down, and that's wonderful, but it's still not enough. We still have a long way to go.
All right, I'm just gonna go back to that, to the funding again real quick, and then I'll turn the mic over to somebody. Again, if anybody wants to come to me, like there's websites, you can go to New Jersey Attorney General. You can go to your local health department is where you can start if you want any of these fundings. I mean, as we know, they're used for prevention, treatment, and other strategies to address this epidemic only. But it's out there, guys, to use for this. I'm sorry we have to meet like this, but it's nice to see. I'm part of a national organization, but I'm going to start doing more local things like this. It's making me feel better at the end of the day. I hope I didn't babble too much, guys, but with that being said, I'm going to turn the mic over, and I'm sorry for everybody's loss. And, I know they're up there looking down on us today, and, you know, all of us, mom, dad, look at what you're doing. So we should all give ourselves a round of applause that we're here today.
Thank you, Debbie. Because this is never easy, and it never gets any easier, no matter how long. And some of us have been in this for a long time, right, Fred? And it's been 7 years, and you would think that I would get choked up after all these years, but there are times that it's harder than the last one. But we come together as most of us that are grieving parents. We know that your friend group disappears. The people that you thought would stand by you, some family members, they tend to disappear. So we kind of all get together, and we are a new family. Maybe some of us are a little more dysfunctional than the others, but we are. So we're a family, and we support each other, and that's how we get through this. So, is there anybody else that would like to come up? We would love to hear the story. Come on up, Fred.
Yay, Fred! Let's hear all about Megan!
For this on? Yeah, my name is Fred McQuaid. I met Lisa a couple of years ago, and we were involved together at Turkey Brook Park in Bud Lake with an effort that we did there. I'm also involved with a group called Angels Across America, which some of you are aware of probably, and we have a big trailer out of Florida that we drive around with all our angels on it. We've gone to like FAU and Boca and supporting now that they're getting recovery groups at colleges now, which is an amazing thing. My daughter actually, she passed away in 2017, and it was to heroin laced with fentanyl. After struggling for a couple of years, she went to rehab down in Wilmington, North Carolina. Then she was in the Pocono rehab out off of 80, and we were trying things, but unfortunately with the fentanyl, you're not given a lot of choice sometimes. Once it happens, she overdosed in my home, and my other daughter found her there. So it's, matter of fact, you talk about family relationships. I didn't talk to my younger daughter for 5 years. I persisted, and now we're getting back together, which is a good thing. But also, my daughter was the first one. She was finishing up her last year at college at TCNJ college, and she was the first person. They had taken over a frat house, and she was in the recovery program there. Unfortunately, she was the only one in it, so nobody had started yet. I don't know where they've gone with it there or not, but so she had nobody to bounce back against, just a housewife. So, fortunately, that didn't work out the best for her, but we kept trying, and what I like right now being involved with April Shakers. Angels Across America is our efforts when we go to recovery groups. And when I hear people talking about their recovery, one of the things I always say is, I'm proud of you, and hold your head high. You have one type of a problem, but we all have problems. And so, maybe I'm fortunate that mine hasn't gone there, but be proud of what you're doing and keep persisting with your recovery, and that's an amazing thing for people to see them speaking up in their colleges, because there's more people there than you know. And my daughter, she grew up in Long Valley, people don't think we have that problem in Long Valley, but it's everywhere. I grew up in Hudson County, so I knew a little bit more from that area, but people think, oh, it doesn't happen in the suburbs, and it's kept a lot quieter, and that's why I even speak out. And my daughter probably should be saying, "Oh my God, Dad, you're embarrassing me," But we also had two of us. We had a little thing when something would happen, or we would do something, and we'd look at each other, and we'd say, "It's the little things." And it's those little things that build into bigger things. So every little effort that we give, it will build into something better, and we see it in the numbers. And one last little story. I said on the day I was burying Megan, I was sitting on my porch on the steps, looking at her pictures on Facebook. And I happened to click out one, and under that picture, she had her own little saying there. Well, it's one that's known, but it always stuck with me about letting go of the past, accepting the present, and having faith in the future. So, with that, I'll go.
Thanks, Fred. Anybody else? And it could be a loss or a recovery story. Nicole, come up there. Come on up, Nicole.
Give it up for Nicole.
That would be your boyfriend, Ed.
Oh, man.
Oh, no. Nicole is one of our recovery stories. Nicole is also on one of those banners, as is Ed.
I feel like maybe Ed should come up here too. Ed's my boyfriend. He's also in recovery. Me, I've been clean now. This coming April will be 5 years. It is a difficult thing, very hard thing to do. Even now I'm going through so much pain. I said to my doctor, I said, if I wasn't in recovery, I would beg you for me to live. But I'm gonna get through it without using anything. I will get through it. I'm trying to think what I want to say to the parents and family of those that didn't make it. Yeah, I just want to say it's hard. I can't think of the word. It's very hard to stop. Very, very hard to stop. And then when you throw in fentanyl, and I've worked with homeless people, I've worked with addicts, and people on the street all the time, like this, and a lot of loving life. I, I'm loving life. I love my boyfriend. I love our new little apartment. I love my job. I absolutely love helping. I love helping people get and actually hearing my program has, where we give them hearing them come in with clean urine, them staying on the box, staying clean, and I love that. I absolutely love that. Yeah. I try, and clients will come in and they'll sit in my office and they will see my little peer. Hello. Okay. They will see my little peer certification recovery. What? Oh yeah, my peer recovery certificate, and they'll kind of like look at it, and I'm like, yeah, like I was where you are, and it is very possible to do. It's hard. There's times where you just don't want to make it. It's the sickness. It's the being sick. You don't want to be. I don't know. I think Ed should come now and maybe say. Oh well, he's coming. Thank you.
How's everybody doing now? Can you hear me? That microphone or I had that microphone? Alright, so, alright everybody, my name is Ed. I'm here advocating for recovery. I'm in recovery, I work in recovery. It's a big part of my life, giving back to people in recovery. I've lost a lot of people, I see people come and go. I work in a program, I work for H.O.P.E. I see a lot of people come and go, and it's unfortunate. So my heart goes out to everybody that's here for whatever reason they're here for tonight. We're all here for different reasons, today. I'm just thankful, to be here with my girl. I'm thankful for life. I'm thankful for everything here, Everybody, I just want to say thank you to everybody.
Okay, we're going to welcome Tina.
Yes.
Tina and I have known each other for a couple years now, so.
Hi, my name's Tina. I lost my daughter Chloe in 2017 at the age of 17 from fentanyl disorder. And I love that I've met all these wonderful people through my grief. It's terrible to meet some nice people. But I also I brought materials today on an organization called Aiden's House, and it is a grieving parents retreat, and it's free of charge. So all the materials are over there. Take whatever you want. This scan list, get on the waiting list. They do moms only retreats, dad only retreats, because we know how hard dads have talking about this, and then we have couples retreats. I met a wonderful lady here today, Mickey, at that retreat 2 years ago, and it was the best thing I did for myself. It really was. I met 12 wonderful women that we all shared something that, you can't, like you said before, you lose friends, people don't know how to talk to you anymore, these 12 talk to you. But if you haven't been to a grief retreat, I really suggest it, and this was the best. Free. They ask for $100 deposit, and you get the $100 back when you show up. And they fed us for 4 days, and they gave us reading materials, and Bible studies. It was amazing 4 days. So. But thank you.
Everybody keeps telling me I have the Floridian blood now because I'm cold. I want to touch on something that Nicole said about how hard it is with recovery, and how, you know, people will still to this day after 7 years say that my daughter made a choice to die. My daughter did not make a choice to die. None of your children made a choice to die. Carrie did not wake up one day and say, hey, you know, I'm going to start using today, and 6 years from now, I'm going to have my brother find me, and I'm going to destroy my parents for a really long time. That didn't happen. Carrie made a choice, yes, she used once. The choice altered her brain, altered the way she thought, and then it became a disease, and that disease took her life. So, which, like, for all of us. So it's important to say that, and the struggle is real. I have a cousin here today, or my daughter's cousin here today, who's staring at me right now with tears in her eyes because she knows what I'm talking about, and she struggles every day. But you're here, and you're doing a great job. You're a mom to those great kids, and you broke the chain that you were in. And I had to address that because she was breaking my heart up here. All right, anybody else? All right. We have Ricky, right?
Michael.
Hello everyone. My mom right here, Debbie, and my dad, whom I cannot find right now. Hey Dad. I lost my brother and sister, Ricky and Dana, and it's been hard, mainly because for my parents, and it's hard to watch your parents suffer a lot. With Dana, I didn't really understand it because I was so young, and now I realize how that has an effect on my life. And with Ricky, I came out of the shower actually, and I saw my mom crying, but the worst part is I saw my dad crying, and that's really hard to watch for me. And I saw them, and they said Ricky passed away, and I just broke down in tears. I didn't really know Ricky, honestly, but he had an impact on my life, and that's really hard for him to be gone right now. I feel like for everyone here, it's great that we're all here, but it's also not, because if this didn't happen, we wouldn't know each other. I have a quote on my phone that I think speaks to everyone. The problem with reality is terrible things can happen to good people, and the most we can do is stand by our friends and hope they get better. Sometimes they don't. That last part speaks to people who have lost people or know people that are suffering. Like people like Nicole, she's now almost 5 years clean, and that I think is really good. It's good to have help, and that's all I gotta say.
That took a lot of courage. Anna, would you or your daughter like to say anything? Anybody else? You can come if you want to talk. Sure. Oh, I'm going to introduce Chelsea from the H.O.P.E van, the Morris County Sheriff's Department. Can't thank you enough for being here. I also want to thank Pete from Beyond the Green and Tina from the West Morris Reporter for covering this all day today. Thank you guys.
Hi, I'm Chelsea Whiting. I'm with the Morris County Sheriff's Office. I run the H.O.P.E initiative as well as the H.O.P.E Hub initiative. So we are out Monday through Sunday, usually 9 to 2, anywhere where there's heavy foot traffic, giving out resources and information about substance use and mental health. We also have free Narcan. I have a ton more in my car, so please take it if you need it, or if you have somebody that you want to give it to, please, we can give you a short 5-minute training. We're out every day. I have a brother who struggles with substance use, which really had me come into the work, and I just absolutely love what I do. So if anybody needs to talk, shoulder to lean on, I am here. I'm so happy that all of you are here, and thank you for coming. Thank you for having me.
Is there anybody else that would like to say anything before we close? Jimmy has supplied wonderful meals over there, so please help yourself. And Jimmy has one more thing to say, and then I have one more thing.
Terrible when it comes to a microphone, but listen, what you guys do by coming here today is you people understand what's going on about this. So that's why you need to talk to each other. People that don't have a loss, they know the feeling they have for you, but they know the feeling that you have. So when you can get in a room where other people have been through the same pain that you've been through, it makes your pain easier. So don't be afraid to talk to your people about it, the people around you that have been part of it. And I'm totally honored to be part of this and be part of it. We see it every day in this industry of people with addiction and all kinds of addiction. It could be drugs, it's just 10,000 things out there that people struggle with. And we fight every day to make it better in our own neighborhoods too. And I'm glad to have you here. I'm glad to put some food out for you. Please eat the food. I made a lot of it, and I hope it's still hot. It's been out for a 3 minutes. But let's give a big hand to all yourselves for being here, and let's keep hope alive. God bless you, and thank you.
So my daughter, I told you my daughter, my logo is my daughter's dandelion. And every time we do one of these, we print it out into a canvas, and we have all of our participants put their fingerprints on it in the shape of a heart so that we can present it to our host. So Jimmy, this is on behalf of all of us. We're going to put it back on the table in case we didn't get some fingerprints, but that is for you to say thank you. And from all of us, thank you. We love you. Thank you.
To make me cry too. Listen, this will go up on the wall somewhere inside, and I'm losing it a little bit, sorry. But I want to thank everybody, especially let's thank Assemblywoman for showing up, the sheriff for showing up, which we hope is going to be our next lieutenant governor. Don't forget, when you go to the polls, let's go to the polls and vote for who you want. Don't let nobody talk you who to vote for. Like I say here, I'm a Republican. I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican, I'm a Republican, and I'm going to vote for what's good for my pub and for my business and for my family. And I feel that people are running that we know are the right people for this job, and let's go out and make sure they win this time. God bless everybody, and thank you for being here. Let's eat.
I am the Lisa behind the scenes. I am typically not a but Lisa, I have to tell you, I have watched this grow from its infancy. I've watched it since the first drawing. I can't. Me, our entire families, we are so proud of what you do, of what you bring to the streets, no matter where it is. With that, this is for you. And yes, I would like for you to open it back. Sam's friend who made my birthday present, we had that made for you. We are so very proud of you. The other gift is from the creator and the maker of the necklace. That is her thank you for what you do for the community. The love between a mother and daughter forever.
So with that said, thank you everybody for coming. Thank you for sharing your kids with us, whether it was on the billboard or in the story. And from my heart to yours, I love you. And if you need anything, you reach out and you let us know. Even though she says she's behind the scenes, she's really not. So reach out to us and grab the information, grab some food, and enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Thank you.
Good thing you have my